Okay, so today we are going to be looking at some offensive basketball plays to relieve pressure from your point guard. So if you have a point guard and they're getting hounded at the top of the half court line, they can barely get the ball over half, and you can't really set up into your offense. We're going to find a way to make that happen. We're going to go over some offensive basketball plays that can get your point guard away from that traffic, get your point guard away, from the pressure that they're putting on them, around that half court line, so that you can still get into an offense. Obviously, when we're dealing with younger teams specifically, but even older teams as well, if you have a defense that's pressuring you high, it's super hard to get set up into your offense or into any of your offensive systems, right? But we're going to work on that now. We're going to work on some plays that can help right away. All right, so this play is called 4 flat. Now, the whole goal of this one, like I said, is to relieve pressure from the point guard. So if we see that, maybe you have a strong point guard and the defense is double teaming, triple teaming, putting a zone pressure up high, onto your point guard, we need to find a way to defeat that. We need to find a way so that we can still set up into our offensive system or still set up, some sort of offense so we can free up our point guard a little bit. Because if a team, is putting the pressure high on your point guard, it's super, super hard to set up into any scheme or any offense at all. And, typically teams will succeed at that. If you put defense high and kind of stop the ball handler, especially with, youth teams or high school level teams, a lot of teams will succeed that way from playing defense like that. Especially if they catch you off your rhythm, they find out that they do it once, you could be in that situation all game. But what we're going to focus on right now is breaking that. Okay. So this is our 4 flat play. Now, what we're going to have, it's pretty simple because we have to understand these plays have to be simple, right? We need to make them simple. There's not a whole lot of options that we can do if, they're sending 2 to 3 bodies on our point guard and we can't set up an offense. Okay, so what we're going to have is number 4 and number 5 are going to cross. And when they cross, they're going to set a screen for our point guard. Now, hopefully we can get the point guard, around right here. That would be ideal. But as they cross, they're going to come up and set a screen, like I said, a double screen for our point guard. So number 5 is crossing. They're coming this way to set that screen. Number 4 is crossing. They're coming up here to set that screen. As that is happening, number 2 and number 3 are simply going to switch. Okay, so number 2 is going to sprint, switch this way. Number 3 is going to sprint and switch that way. So we want our point guard to use these stagger screens. So we have to understand now that, typically what will happen here is if, we run an offensive play and that first step needs, some sort of pass from our point guard, but our point guard can't make that pass because the defense is high, we're going to eliminate that now. The ball's in our point guard's hands, right? So this offense is going to start with our point guard. Right. So our point guard is going to attack the basket and take what the defense gives them. Right. Right now, we just had our 2 and our 3 down here switch. Right. So number 1, right, they're coming off those screens. They're going to get a paint touch. They're going to get in the paint and attack it as hard as they can. If they can find a way to get a layup, we're going to take that layup. We're going to say, hey, defense, listen, you got to scale back because we're going to keep eating this up. We're going to keep getting a layup if you're going to, run it like this. If that doesn't work, if you don't get the layup, chances are you're probably going to have number 3 or number 2 wide open for a basket because you are going down there full steam ahead. And the only way that that's probably going to happen is if, the defense cheats off at number 3 or number 2 to come in the middle. Or the defense on number 5 and 4 is just sagging back and they did not come all the way up to the 3-point line, right? They're sagging back. They're ready to help. In that case, what's going to happen here is number 4 and number 5 are both going to move off of that screen. So whatever side we went to with the basketball, that's going to be the side, the basketball is right here. That's going to be the side that rolls to the baskets. We're going to have number 4 on a roll, okay? Number 5, the other person, they're going to pop to the 3-point line. So number 4 is now rolling to the basket with number 1, right? So this is now another option that we have as our roller, but we also have an option back here in number 5, right, who just popped to the 3-point line. So now we have another option there, right? We got the ball then out of our point guard's hands, right? We can now set up into a different offense if we need to, or we can get a layup here from one of these players like I just talked about before. So this is a good way to, relieve that pressure a little bit from your point guard, still find a way to get into your offense, right? If they are playing a defense where they're putting the pressure up high or your point guard is having trouble, getting the ball over half court. All right, folks, I need to quickly stop right there before we move into our next topic to mention that right now, 97.1% of our daily viewers are not subscribed to our channel. So that means if you are one of these people, if you are one of these 97.1% who are not currently subscribed but are watching this video, it would be greatly appreciated if you could take the time real quick to hit that subscribe button. It will help us continue to make content like this, continue to make basketball plays for other coaches, basketball drills for other players, and basketball, everything that both players and coaches and organizations alike can use. So again, if you could really quickly take the time to hit that subscribe button, it'll just take 2 seconds. It would be greatly appreciated. But moving on to our next topic. All right, so the next play that we are looking at is called Canada. Now, this one is a similar situation where we are lined up in a straight line, but this one we are lining up a little bit higher at the elbow extended. Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit more simple. Again, we want to get the ball, out of the pressure that a team might be putting on our point guard right now. So it's going to start the same way, right? Number 4 and number 5 are going to come up, and they're going to set those 2 screens above the 3-point line, right? So number 4, right, is coming up to set that screen here. Number 5 is coming up to set that screen here. And this one, we're not crossing. They're just coming up to set that screen. Now, there are a few options here that you can do with your offense. So you can come off that screen right here and just have number 1 attack the lane, right? If there's no help defense down there, if we're dealing with maybe a younger team who's not as experienced on the defensive end, and maybe they brought their defense up as well with number 3, number 2, and we just get a wide open lane to the basket, take that wide open lane, right? Take that wide open lane to the basket. Number 1, keep on going, right? Number 1, keep on going. But there's going to be a little bit more to it, just in case. Now, when number 4 comes off that screen, they're going to set a screen down here for number 2, right? So then number 2 can pop up here in case they are a shooter, right? We can kick the ball back here to number 2, okay? Number 5 is going to space the floor as well because they're going to be rolling, right, after they set that first screen. Now, what we're going to do here with with number 3 is we're going to have number 3 kind of move down to the 3-point line extended. So then that way, if there is a double team around here, we have someone that we can kick the ball out to for a 3-point shot. So this one's kind of starting the same way. It's not too different, right? We are starting the same in terms of, those 2 screens that are happening above the 3-point line, but a little bit different on the movement, right? It's a little bit different in terms of, what we're going to do after that screen. All right, folks, that is all we have for today's particular topic. If you made it this far into today's lesson, it is greatly appreciated. Now, if you guys could also do me a huge favor and like this video and subscribe to our channel, it would also be greatly appreciated. We are the Online Basketball Academy. My name is Coach Danny, and I continuously upload different basketball plays, basketball systems, basketball tactics, and basketball drills that youth basketball players or training basketball players can use or basketball coaches can use with their players and their teams. Like I said, folks, if you could take the time to like this video and subscribe to our channel so I can continue to make this type of content for you all, that would be greatly appreciated. Till next time, peace out.